Hi, and welcome to the Nourished Soul Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Kelli Ritter. And in this episode, I wanted to just talk about the intention for the Nourished Soul Podcast. And the idea of the Nourished Soul Podcast, when it first started coming to me, I'm most excited to talk about all things nourishing to the mind, body, and soul. But I also just really started thinking that it was important to say, what is the soul? Where is the soul? And how do we align with our soul so that we can live the fullest experience that we can? So the longer I thought about it, because I started thinking about this probably over a year ago, about what is the nourished soul? What do I want to do with that? And creating a podcast. I mean, one of my favorite things to do is interview people. In my career as a clinical mental health counselor and as a professor in that world, I was a qualitative researcher. So I really love story, and I love talking to people about their stories and to be able to understand something through story. So I can't think of a better way to spend my time than interviewing people, and particularly about what nourishes the mind, body, and soul. So that is what we're going to be exploring in this podcast. But I also wanted to talk about a little bit about when I started thinking about the people that I wanted to interview. So sometimes if you stick around here, there will be interviews, and sometimes I will be just doing the podcast myself and talking about some things that I've learned along the way that are hopefully helpful for nourishing your own body, mind, and soul. But I started thinking about the people that I wanted to interview, and the people that came to mind are some of the brightest lights I know. The people who show up in the world and they are just bright, shining lights. They are the kind of people that you feel better by being around them. They light up any kind of event, but they also are the kind of people that you just feel better about the world when you know them, see them, and see them doing their work in the world. So I thought these are the people that I want to have on the show to not only talk about their work and their talents and what they're bringing to the world, but also since they are the kind of people who are giving back so much to their communities and to our collective global world, what is it that they do specifically that helps nourish them? Helps nourish their body, mind, and soul. So that is the intention. It is kind of evolving, but that is what I'm hoping for this podcast to bring. And I'm super excited because I have always wanted a show. And even as a little girl, I used to put on productions in my garage, and I would write and direct and produce and, of course, act in my own shows. And create programs and the whole thing. And then I was always into dance and always on stage, and then minored in theater in college. And my favorite part about minoring in theater was writing, directing, and acting in our own one-act plays. So I am really, really grateful that you are here, that you are listening. I hope that you will stick around and you will continue to listen and give me feedback. So please make sure that you rate the episodes. If you like the episode, please rate it, and also give us feedback so that we'll know what you like and what you don't like and what you want to hear more and see, because we will also be putting these on YouTube. So what you want to hear and what you want to see. Thanks for being here.